Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Grigsby's War in the East, where I'm playing as the Soviets against a human opponent. We're currently in turn 4, and once again taking the reins of trying to defend Russia against the German invader. Now let's go over the events first. The Axis-Finnish offensive begins. German 36th Corps attacks Sala sector to cut Murmansk railway. The Karelian army launches its first major offensive in the northern part of the Karelian Isthmus. For the Finland theater box set to medium. Northern front theater box set to high. So we have these garrison charges. Partisans become active. During the summer and fall of 1941, Russian partisans will blow up nearly 5,000 enemy trains, blast 607 railway bridges, damage or destroy 915 warehouses, and damage over 1,500 enemy tanks and armored carriers. And there's also mutual assistance. On July the 12th, 1941, the United Kingdom and the Soviet Union concluded the Anglo-Soviet Agreement. This was a formal military alliance between the two powers, pledging to assist each other and not make separate peace with Germany. The treaty was drawn up, signed in English, and later translated into Russian, whereupon agreement between the two countries was established and authenticity recognized. Alright, I will go over what happened as well, but I actually failed to record, and only after talking for 15 minutes what happened, I realized I wasn't recording. So I'm just gonna do that in a second, not do the exact same stuff I just did 2 minutes ago. As for the air units, I've switched some air units over here, sent them to Leningrad. And over here I'm going to keep them there because I don't think my opponent will be able to take this. So we'll see. What I wanted to do is I want to get some recon out there. And we have some here. Let's see. Because I do want to see 18. This is 44, so that's pretty reasonable. 313 RAP. I'm gonna send them, I guess, over here. All right. I want recon. Actually, the 315th is doing better. Okay, let's actually get them up here. And well, I guess I'll switch it up because it's a bit annoying. It's fine. Yeah. They just have multiple air bases. I probably need to get an AOG. But I wonder what I can put the recon under. I guess Southern Recon Group. If I do that, And then why would I want tactical bombers? Now, Southern Recon Group will be under Southern Air Command, obviously. And then the air units there will go under the Southern Recon Group. It's very weird why they wouldn't. And then that was weird. What is the problem? I guess they can't fly for now. Well, it's fine. I don't need the recon now anyway. I also want a recon group here. A Western recon group. Okay. Then I don't need it here, but I also need a Leningrad recon group, kind of like. Let's see. Of these guys. All right. Well, I'm not going to do anything with the other air forces, so I'll leave it at that for now. naturally, then nothing is going to happen. And I'll go and take a look and talk about what happened on the ground, which is a lot more interesting, I'd say. Naturally. But I'll deal with some of this stuff here first. So, starting with the reserve. Basically, all of these guys are gonna go to the map, naturally. And I just might as well do this now. Because I'm already working on it anyway, and I'll also put all the cavalry there. So 1 turn delay. We won't be getting a lot of men after this turn. So there is that. I don't know what most of these guys are missing. They're missing medium flak artillery. Interestingly, what kind of artillery do they need? 120mm. Really, I don't have this. There. Oh. Let's actually see what their upgrade is, though. This is in August. They'll be a lot smaller. Generally. Well, nothing we can do. As usual, this takes quite a while. But as with everything here, it is absolutely critical. As we don't nearly have enough troops to deal with the enemy. And we're still only in July. On my opponent's turn, it'll be 20th. So there will be at least 2 more turns in July as it is before going into August. Doesn't spell that much better for me, but we'll see. If I can build up my amount of men at least to the amount the Germans have within a reasonable time frame, then at least that's good. I also don't actually know the ratio between how many losses we're allowed to take, how many losses the Germans are supposed to take. Like, what is an efficient ratio there? Obviously, we're taking way too many losses for what they lose, but no, anything above 75. We'll go to the map. Now, I can imagine my infantry not getting any artillery with this stuff. There's just so many of these in reserve. Trying to get it. Now we also got a bunch of anti-tank units. Quite a few AA units as well. Now above 75. Right, just a few of them actually got high enough, not that many. I also got a lot of new ones, so not all that many of them are actually already going to the front. Yeah, it's okay. We also look at this. Kinda need to fish them out. Engineer sappers. How many machine guns do they want? 4. Well, they're obviously all on 0 at the moment, but it's okay. Okay, well, there's a gazillion support units that we need to dish out. Apparently also still more infantry. Actually didn't see it coming. Anything I can get my hands on, I will send over to the map. Alright, that's pretty much everything. You can already see I'm getting a lot less next turn. And I took out a bunch of these. So I guess a lot of them are going to on-map. I could totally see on-map forces increasing by like 300,000 or so on the next turn. At least. So we'll see how that goes. We have equal amount of guns. More tanks, but I guess that will whittle down as it is. Yeah. Okay. My opponent got rid of these. This is unfortunate, of course. What actually armored units did they lose? Some Toldis and Ansaldos, huh? Okay. Fair enough. They only lost less than 400 men. That's fine. I couldn't get those guys out. We still have these. No other fights except up here. They try to get across the river with the motorized. They failed at it. Not that they lost a lot, but it's a victory, I suppose. Happy about that. That does give 10th Army a victory. Um, 25 defeats, yeah. retreated, lost a lot. This one wasn't too bad. This one was. They routed. And another rout. Those are always the worst. At least they lost 7 tanks. And another disaster. Fair enough. I have half a mind to start sending those security units over to a front. So that they can actually make themselves useful or something. I'm gonna send them further out so I can ship them. Same applies for these guys. I think they actually did make it out. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty hard because these guys are on their heels too. Actually bypassing this, which is interesting. Basically pushing these down and making this obsolete. Well, first of all, let's get them into the city fort. And I'll try to do that with the 25th if they don't already attack. So 85 is not that bad. I should have already put these guys to do that crap. Right. Since these guys are advancing so much and they could swing south and circling whatever forces I have here, it's probably better to already move as far as possible here. Trying to at least make sure that these guys don't get surrounded. And if they're going to swing south here, which I would find pretty unlikely, which you never know. It is pretty interesting because the further they go, in a sense, the more difficult it will be for them to start crossing the river due to supply shortages. So they might actually find that they'd rather try to cross, say, here. But naturally I will also try to prevent that. As I said, I was a bit afraid of this here. If I get a unit at Kirovograd, most likely it will get encircled. I don't actually mind doing that. Same here. I'd rather have a lot of forces like that in reserve. And these guys are also not that weak. I'll probably just get this rifle division across too. Because I can see my opponent trying again down there. And I know this isn't the most powerful, but I do have quite a few forces in reserve, so... And... Huh. This is probably not the greatest idea, so I'll put them here. I want a relatively powerful unit, like these, to go here. I mean, in that sense, the sad part is I don't have any more armor around that area, although I guess I would around there. Now we'll have to put armor up there too, basically. In that sense, this is rather tricky. You're unready. Because I don't necessarily just want to give up Gorovograd, but I guess I will, because I cannot make any front line on it. And I'm not completely ready to give up everything else just yet. They're unready, but let's get both of these here on refit. They have to go down, these tank divisions, otherwise it's just going to get smacked. And as for these security units, I'll just do that. I also don't want my units to get surrounded by these, although I'd actually think that at the max they might be able to get here, something like that. It is worth noting though, but also since I cannot move these, I can't get everything around there in one go. Okay, well, I'll need to reorganize that. I'll also have to get some of these guys to move, unfortunately. Which also kinda sucks. But let's just do some easy work first. And I do think it's easier to do some other stuff too. So later. Okay. You could get into Chernikov. Only the tank division is ready. Thing is, though, is that even though, yeah, I'm much better off just moving them normally. Oof. I mean, that's really harsh. How about some of these? No. They also cannot go down at that point. They are pretty weak. But I think these are too. I actually don't think they have that big of a case to get across here. I think my opponent will rather try to do it here and just keep moving on this side for the moment. And I do want to have some kind of checkerboard kind of situation over here. Where they're not going to cross that easily, but I don't see them getting across here yet either way. And if I do that, it should be enough for the moment. Obviously, I need to reorganize those units still. Right, I have this tank division. Can they move somewhere and then get out? I guess at Kremenchuk they could. No, Kremenchuk's rail must be destroyed then. How about Cherkasy? Cherkasy's okay for some reason. Yep, I'll just use them as a second layer there. Ooh. I do like that. Just in case they break through. Right, well, that allows me to get you onto Chernikov and keep refitting them. Then these units are okay, so I can actually move them. Now, what do I have here that could potentially attack? Because I need to attack them. With as many units as possible. And I know they'll still be trapped for a turn, but if I attack with all of them, not only that, but let's see, because I want to get some guys out. Put some at 22. They're already on the front side. Need to put them here. Either way. And I'm actually gonna... It's actually not that bad. Okay, well... No. Can't get anything else. Well... Guess that didn't work so well, sadly enough. Also makes the rest of these units very vulnerable. Which really, really sucks. Another problem here is that my opponent is in a sense about to bypass some stuff, but I do want to have these guys there as it is. And I need to start working on getting units there. So I have a bunch of units here. Right, I can actually try to get in here with them. I should be okay in getting out again. Barely, but that's okay. And then I can get this unready anti-tank brigade in here. And at least cut them off for a turn. So there would be that. Now sadly, because of the armor, do have to move back there too. Actually, I have quite a few unready units here as well. You're ready. So certainly I will at least put some stuff around here. But I would say what goes on around here is more important than that. Let's start by at least just getting a double front layer here. I'll just get this border guard to the northern front. And now that I got those, which I'm going to send over here, I'm going to send both these. I can't. Huh. I guess the Germans are already too close. Let's see. Because let's have you on refits. You can be put on reserve here. You need to be put on refit, not you. You're ready. I actually haven't made up my mind about that unit yet. You're Also unready. I have to retreat back here again for a bit. Can you actually get in there and get out? How is their airport? Okay, so good. Okay, that would allow me technically. If all of them are refit, they're currently at 22. Alright, that's not too bad. Okay. Weird that you're unready though. Do I actually have any supply hubs there? Not currently. Well, I would personally say I do need them. Okay, well, let's get all of them. So it's still not too great. I can also see my opponent try to go through that area. You're just unready. Still don't like the way that looks, especially here though. That attack was a big failure, really unfortunate. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that. Let's take a look at it. This one. They actually did quite well being across. Didn't expect them to do that well there. Which is rather unfortunate again for me. Because I can actually see these guys trying to move up here. And they're thing that is probably going to be quite good at stopping them here. It's going to be all these militias. Hopefully. And then I can, start with that. Nope. These areas are quite good for defense like that. Putting that cavalry in there too. Now this will exceptionally likely prompt them to just, or prompt my opponent to just go around. Again, as it is, I'm loath to give up that stuff. Yeah, we'll put this here. Because... and then you here, and then hopefully that's pretty reasonable as a defense for now. I don't see my opponent really desperately trying to get in here. Most likely they're just going to use those armored units after taking Veli Kiluki. Try to get through with infantry. I'd wager. But you never know. They held here. They held there. So I wonder where this unit comes from. If I abandon it, I'm not necessarily getting in trouble, but I'm certainly abandoning Mogilev. Do I have anything useful here? I guess not. But I'm gonna get this rifle division, and for that I'm gonna move out the brigade. And you're gonna go in there. Meanwhile... do I have any ready infantry there? No, I do not. I am not yet sure how much I want to fight for that. One. Just a regular one, huh? It is very likely. Yeah, let's do that. And I actually also want to build a fort there. So these guys are going to go into the 8th Army. I actually want everything here into the 8th Army. And this is... probably the last fortified region I'm going to put there. So with this I can beef that one up too. I'd like to get them to 3, but chances of that happening are quite low. Right, I'm gonna take a little break. All right, back. Well, that was quite something. Let's go and take a look. All right, my opponent is a bit further here than I would like, to be honest, but let's take a look at front. They'll be there in about 2 turns, but they'll get down there in a turn or 2 as well. I don't actually think putting this stuff is that bad like that. I actually don't have a unit there. But I'll put in the cavalry here. Again, if my opponent wants to try and get across here, do have units waiting for it. It seems like he is going to attack this. It does give me an opportunity to beef myself up a bit. So, given the situation, let's get them out. And I think you in. That puts them at 16. Now here I have 10 and 9. The sad part is this is a clear terrain hex. Still an X, so that's nice. Then I also want to get the anti-tank brigade out, and you there. The thing is just that I do think I'm better off just trying to make this as difficult for my opponent as possible, but I don't want to go too crazy. I'm gonna put you in here simply just so that they don't go around to this side, even though my opponent, I am gonna abandon this here this turn. I don't think I will manage to hold it, so rather I'm gonna give this up now. You're relatively weak. Only putting you here doesn't help. Let's keep you there. Where did my opponent attack last time? Over at that place. Here, against the rifle division. Let's get the anti-tank brigade in there. Beef it up a little bit more. They seem to at least want to distantiate themselves from it for this turn. I can actually see how they would try to cross there. More likely. But if they get across here, I have to do that. Doing that is just really bad. It's just that I really feel like I need to put those guys in there. Now, the same rather applies like this. If I at least have some units in the rear, that will prevent the enemy from getting too far if things get out of hand. That's basically what I need. And they will have to spar with those units once again. And I do think ultimately That's going to be what matters. I know I'm giving them a little bit more space than I would like to, but at the very least it does mean that I get to build up my forces a bit, so I can work my way towards getting a stable front line. And it will be very interesting to see what my opponent will muster up there. How about the supply situation? Some stuff at Gomel. And this rifle division is ready. Now, I did say I want to retreat. Which I will do. Those are also unready. Are you ready? Yes, you are. Okay. Well, that helps a bit. I have 2 units that need to move. And it means I'll put also a depot here. They'll stay on refit. And I mean, if you're not ready, I might just as well put you on there. Are you unready? Yes, you are. Interesting though that they get the same outcome as these guys. Well, I'll refit both of them. And yeesh. Okay, I don't like that, but I guess I can technically still get them out. Alright, I'll keep these guys like that. So I want to work back towards these swamps as well. And that does seem probably to be the best outcome. Defensive 2 is not good enough, although doesn't get a whole lot better. I will... okay, crap. They held valiantly against these Germans here, inflicting heavy casualties. Very good. This is also behind this line, so... You know... I do feel like just abandoning that stuff, it just really sucks. And interesting that they're all going around it. Had to do it because that means that it will be just slightly harder for the AI to again retake that. So, putting these here, they can't reserve, but I am inclined to take one unit out. And that puts it at 50. I do need those depots higher up. You're unready. I probably cannot... Oh, I can actually rail them out. Well, that's probably good. I'll need that. Same applies for these. I'm gonna just send them to the northern front. Get you into Yaroslavl on a refit. And you here. And even though my opponent they can move in there, attack them, and thus isolate these as well. Alright, I'll just see what I can do here. You're ready. I can actually see them trying to go up through this way. So, in reality, even though you're unready, I'd rather have you here, and that still holds some defense in case they try to move up, wasting their points. And the tank division can just stay there because it has no combat value currently whatsoever. And at least their supplies are also not that great. I need to disband the Deno depot. Basically, I'm giving this all this territory up here, but just nothing I can do with it. If I can get a unit into Novgorod from here, Ultimately, that would be the best outcome, but I guess I can. It also means I'll be moving more units up into Chudovo. And I will once again be looking to get 5 units over up here. $80 strategic MPs needed. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Is it this guy? Yeah. Nice. None of them can move, but that doesn't matter. Given that the German infantry need to move at least 3 hexes through this rain, they're not going to be able to attack this line. Only armored and or motorized units can attack that. Giving me some precious time here. Why would I want to hold that? You're unready, but that's okay. I need you to go here. I mean, giving up Staria Rus itself kinda sucks, but let's see what I can do by rail. Well, first of all, moving at least another 2 units over here. And my opponent's taking their sweet time there, so I don't see them getting through there that quickly. Now, I'm gonna go and get both of these. Into Andreapol. Now I'll be sending another few units. Down. And what do we have? I have some Moscow militia. I've been thinking about where to put those. To start digging in. I could already start making a line around here, potentially. Getting them onto those kind of areas. Which isn't that many. It's currently it's 4. Yeah. Actually, that means I might just as well have them build a line here. And if no. I then also just put you there. That should be okay. At the same time, though, I'm going to also get a unit in Leningrad, and I want to start actually working on fortified hexes here. And here. Which sucks because it means I have less AP, but I do think doing that is critical. Say it's not nice. Of course. At least we lost less troops this time. Somewhat. How many more units do I have? 1, 2, and a mechanized. Well, I'd say. They should be going to Vyazma. And my opponent is very likely going to try and go there next because of the double rail. So I'll have a small minor second offensive line waiting there already. Just in case he does actually break through, which might actually happen. And then if he does, then, you know, at least he doesn't get through all the way. I'd actually rather stop him there on the river. Just like that. He's more likely to do that than try and bust his way through these, I think. Yeah. Right, I'll be using one army here. Let's just take a look, because this is 2 and 5, and this guy 4, 4. I'm gonna keep 32nd Army here. Put all of these guys under the 32nd. And apparently this guy is gonna go to the northern front. I don't think so. "32nd Army. You have to be careful. Let's just move you away. And let's put all these guys under there too. I can't. No, I don't think it's going to be all that super useful for them to try and do any kind of digging there. I'll just put it here. Not that they'll get a whole lot, but... And these guys are actually ready. Moving them there is not super useful. Although moving them out isn't either. No. Yeah, I might just as well keep them on the refit there. Also taking a look whether I got any units somewhere else. Apparently not. Just having one additional airbase might not be enough. They'd be getting in there with only one rail. It would be a big disaster. But building air bases there should be fine along that line. I'm currently also building them there, so I could, you know, get some planes in there too. I can actually see them attack these potentially if they get across. Alright, let's go and work with the HQs here. 8th Army. And I actually also, okay, I already have a depot there. I want to take a, I want to see the depots too. Okay, that's that. Then I'll be moving the southern front over to Melitopol now. And getting the 9th Army in here. How's the southern front doing either way? 60, so I can actually take a bunch. I'll put all of these into the 9th Army. They'll get there soon enough. They actually also still, just by a long shot, don't have the number of support needed. That will probably take a while. Either way, they're doing okay. No, Southern Front can still take quite a bit. So 12th Army it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of sucks I cannot put them further, but I guess 12th Army it is. They don't have to be on a refit. Neither do they. They're also just straight up on ready. They can take 5. Alright, well, let's just do it like that for now. That means they're 71 out of 72. Should be okay. And I'll probably put those guys under a different army. Actually, that way, let's put these under the 12th too. They're gonna go away after a long time, so it doesn't matter. Then that's taken care of. Then I have 5th Army not dealing with these things, I guess. Unless they have really good armor. They have Mech 4, damn it. You have Mech 3, Infantry 5. Alright, it's switching time. So you're certainly moving up, and 26th Army is going to take over here. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Poop. Yeah, they're gonna get dislocated for sure. 26th Army doesn't even need to be that big. Probably it's better if they aren't. They need support though. But they're not gonna get it soon. I will abandon the depot. Sadly, because it's a really good factory and stuff there. So I'll be giving it up. You also need to move forward like that. Unfortunately, I'd rather have to be hit a river. Now, very likely, Southwestern Front is going to be overburdened, but the first thing that I need to do, crazily enough, is get this. Basically, I need to work from the edges in a sense. How am I going to tackle this? Well, the Kharkov MD currently is overburdened. They have a bunch of stuff here, but that's probably not a good idea. Oh wow. Seriously? Wow. Okay, well, don't mind me. Yeah, we put in the 18th, and then nothing more is in range. So they'll be put under something else. 6th Army is terrible. Let's do that. Doesn't really help that much, but whatever. Now, next turn, I am still not getting those extra commands, and that will happen turn 6. By getting those 2 fronts. Well, central and reserve. So there'd be that. Now 5th Army has 4 mech. How about these other guys? 3. Kuznetsov also has 4, but he's a 6-4-5. 4-5-5. Relatively comparable. But I mean, it does have pretty much everything covered here. Not like this. Might be. I know it sounds silly, but I'm actually still very afraid. I'm actually going to put these guys here. I really feel like if they break through here, I don't want them to get up out there. I really don't. And let's just put you under the 6th. put them here. Right, and then we'll see. Okay. There we are. Then we put under those, and then I have this army that needs to deal with all these misfits over here. Which I will. And have all of you under the 21st Army. Now, one thing I can do is I can do a bit of a switcheroo here to get you under the southwestern front. And you under the western front. Naturally, because, you know, currently it makes no sense. Where is the western front? Here. Now this already looks a lot better like that. I do have a huge gap in the lines where literally nothing is happening at the moment. But luckily my opponent doesn't, you know, exploit that. If he had some army here, I'd be in trouble. But he is not going for it. They're all refitting. Okay. Most likely this is the best position, even though it's a very problematic position for them to be in. And then Western Air Command. Oh. It's actually not that bad of a position. Now I can put the well, let's actually put that at Kaluga. Well, no. How are we doing at Orel? Let's move the Orel Air Command. Western Air Command. There we are. And now, yeah, okay. You can actually boost that depot. They are closer, so I guess it's better that way. And now I can put the western front on Bryansk. There we are. It's not so bad. The Western Front is heavily divided like this because they still have these forces down there, but I cannot put them under the Southwestern Front, unfortunately. If I could, I would. This is a bit sad, but they are getting out in a sense. Okay, I got a bunch of units under the Orel MD, which is overburdened also. In actuality. But let's make sure that at least the rear units are not under the actual front. So I'd rather put them on military districts, regardless of their overburdenment. Because it releases pressure off of the actual fronts, which is very much needed. Okay. This will allow me to put Western Front HQ over at Rizhev all the way. Now. You are also part of the wrong army. Well, let's take a look. What armies do I have? I have the 20th Army. Morsov is a 5.2. Twentieth Army is currently here. That needs to go up. The 19th Army can take one of these rifle divisions without being overburdened itself. Then Because that's the problem. Moscow MD. Get to 43 out of 36. And I cannot actually put anything else on the Orel military district. Moreover, they are overburdened. They have 4-4-2-3. Jeez. Okay. Certainly not using the 34th. Right? Alright, yeah. So I'm using 33rd Army. And I'll probably put more onto it. Because the Moscow military district can actually take another 19. So if I jam 33rd Army with 19, which do I have? 18 now. Putting them onto the Moscow military district means that both Orel military district and Moscow military district is fine now. For now. Which is very good. Now, put you on the 31st. And what that does for Western Front is they're at 75. I tried getting it as low as possible. They can do that, but I still have this tank division already in there. You're not overburdened. Right, this really sucks. But I'll have to deal with it. Okay, next up. Up north here. Let's start with putting these guys onto the Leningrad front. I can imagine the Leningrad front being exceptionally overburdened. 105. Most certainly I'd want to send another army there. But this guy is so bad, I'm rather loath to use him. Although, I guess I just barely have any choice. Let's start offloading some of these, because this is, I think, quite necessary. So let's just start by putting this on Stavka, because this is just no good. I don't need these like this. And it's affecting the front, so they will be on Leningrad. Not going to build a city fort, but just getting them there should help. Ever so slightly. Brought it back to 97. Now, these guys are going to go onto the Arkhangelsk military district. Okay, you're going under Stavka. Let's just start here. So, 16th Army should be taking these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then in this case, I actually think I want most of these unready units. Slightly further to the back. Now, 22nd Army is actually quite good. So I want most of my units to be there. And basically they need to switch with the Luga operational army, so... Now... what I'm gonna do... is the following. You're going to be on the northwestern front. One, two, three, four, five. I would have to put it here. That's no good. Everything here is going to get under the Luga Operational Army. And that will give me an indication as to how much I will have left here. So 22nd Army, the best army. Needs these. For starters. Since these guys are in swamps, I'm inclined to have those under the Luga Operational Army. And these guys are actually too weak to be put under something like that. I'll actually put them under Stavka. Saving me some point. I have to put it up then, but that's fine. Now 22nd Army also needs to take these. I actually have a unit there. Is this swamp? Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's pretty much all for that. I do have 3 units out there now, and I do have another 2 units coming in, so that's another total of 5 infantry that I can start working with. On the next turn, at the very least, I will get another 5. We'll see how that goes. I'm not disbanding any units. Okay, so pretty interesting turn, I'd say. I'd like to get more reinforcements down in the south too, because I'm heavily positioned basically here now. But don't have that much further down there, so getting, say, another 10 divisions down south on the next turn, it would not be a luxury that I can't afford, basically. I really would like to also start indeed getting that. Especially since in between this and Kharkov there's not a lot, so... Like, once they cross the Dnieper, they'll be in Kharkov in a turn or two, unfortunately. So... I actually think my opponent is not that likely to attack this rifle division. If he's gonna go across, I can see him trying to cross here. Basically smacking through here, which is why I have those units there. But... It might not be enough. It's just one machine gun, one mortar crew, 2 anti-tank guys, 1 artillery from 1909. Wow. And some infantry gun dudes. No rifle squads. 3 support. Okay, well, I'll be railing around Stavka. I don't have any other units here somewhere. As far as I'm concerned. But it's good to make a check at least. Since you never know. Sometimes your unit are just deployed really, really far. Not this time, though. Really not sure why this is here. It shouldn't be. Wow, what a waste. How strong are these? Strong enough to go to the northern front. I actually think I'd rather have them there. Ultimately, there's just going to be 1,000 men. But you're gonna go to the reserves. And then I still have all of these, which I'll put under Stavka too. Sheesh. I wonder if it's the same for Volga military district. No. And how about North Caucasus? Also no. Apparently, also you guys. Come on, man. That just sucks. Just not using this efficiently. Alright, that should help things a little bit. How about oral MD? That actually has nothing. Then I think Kharkov MD probably also doesn't. I probably already cleared it. Yeah. Now, as for Southern Front, it... doesn't have a lot. Neither do you. And okay. Southwestern or northwestern now. So nothing. And also neither. All right, I'll be parading around the Stavka to give my units some much needed support units, and I guess afterwards I'll be back for whether if I made some other upgrades and stuff. And I'll pass it for my opponent for turn 5 as well. Indeed. So I'll meet you on the other side. Alright, back here, and I've taken care of the support units there. I did make a few changes. So one of them is that I actually moved a unit out of northern Kiev. I actually wanted to make a slight shift towards the east with some of these units, as some of them are further down there. And basically I want to make sure that I don't get completely crushed if they move up. So that's also why I, for example, moved a unit up here in case they actually do get up to this point. I hope that will be a last point of saving, basically. And then basically here I will actually abandon this depot. So I guess this one infantry is 57. But I think I'll leave it like that. If my opponent wants to attack this turn, I don't see them taking this across the river. And even if they do get this, they might have a pretty hard time getting across in any serious fashion. I think. Even if they do cross here, to be rather stuck by this, allowing my units at least to escape up here. It also wastes their time, which would be good. So there's that. Then besides that, I moved some units over here. Again, that has to do with the threat of an encirclement. Now that I've abandoned Smolensk, if they move up and these move down, then, you know, there is some threat of an encirclement, to which I kind of want to retreat a little bit, which is what I'm doing here. That's why this is like this now, as a bit of a flank in case they do try to move south. They're not the biggest, but if my opponent wants to fight for that, that's okay. Then basically I can leave these, and if they are moving down south here through to Gomel, then I might decide to, you know, start abandoning Kiev altogether. But that's more of a turn 5 thing, so I'll take a look at that. I desperately need more forces here too. I will send a lot there if I can. I also decided to actually get the cavalry up, as I need more defense up there, actually. It is raining there, that's nice, and I did cut them off here. So for a turn they might have less firepower and stuff. You can see that at least for these two, they are in medium supply now. So I just hope that they'll be a bit less strong then. Well, these guys would still get smacked. Probably, yeah. I really don't like this part. My opponent decides to go there. That's very bad for their movement. So I don't necessarily... Yeah, I think these 3 hexes would be fine. Like I said, if his infantry moves, they can't really attack. And it buys me some time. If they want to move up through this way, that's fine, because it's a longer route than through here to the double rail. And the double rail is what counts here. It's the most important thing. So technically, I currently have this rail that can bring supplies or something. I guess not. I guess it technically could. It is being used, apparently. I cannot select it, but that's okay. Right. I'm not too happy about the situation here, but if my opponent decides to rest for a turn, move up here, but leave the armor, I might be able to stabilize the situation somewhat. This is the most disastrous. This is the biggest problem. I guess for the rest, it's not that bad. We're hanging in there. I'm not inflicting that many losses upon my opponent, and I did already lose 1 million men, which is a lot. And we're gonna lose another, over 50,000 there. I really had hoped that attacking this side would have worked. Now they're just gonna surrender them next turn, but I guess at least some of their armor would be, not necessarily in trouble, but it will delay them a bit, I hope. Right. One last thing, so taking a look at the production. Currently I have air here. What are we making? T50s, T34s. Huh. Didn't even know that we had some of these. KV-39. Apparently you have 2 units using it. Wow. KV2. Let's see, because these are quite old. But nothing too crazy here. Actually quite curious. Which units are using rifles called minus? Oh, okay, I guess all these. Huh. Support AR needed, huh? We have some in the pool. Guess it just needs to really get to the units. This is pathetic. Rifle squad minus. Carabine, hand grenade, rifle. These guys also have some side guns, huh? I guess at this stage, I'm gonna start getting these already. Matilda, Valentine, and Churchill's. But not yet, obviously. It'll take a while. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm gonna ship it back to my opponent. And we'll see what comes of it. Obviously, I'm making a lot of mistakes. This is my first time actually doing this. I've never played as the Soviets before, so there's not much you can do. Although, I don't think it's utterly hopeless yet. Oh, we'll see. Either way, thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time, and I'll see you on Soviet Turn 6.